Hey buddy, so good to see you. Michael here, the Tech Mishka, and today we'll make a deep dive with this all-aluminum chassis of the Silver9, an Intel CPU-backed mini PC by the company Reatan. And my task today is to show you how it holds up in real-life use, including gaming, a lot of benchmarks, use cases, basically everything you need to know about it and whether it is worth your money. So let's dive into it. Powered by Intel's i9-12900H, a 14-core, 20-thread laptop-class CPU, the Silver9 delivers impressive multi-core performance for its size. Daily tasks, content creation, even heavy multitasking, no problem. But here's the catch. It is using Intel's Iris Xe integrated graphics, so while you can handle light gaming, such as Counter-Strike 2, Valorant or indie titles at 1080p, the AAA titles are going to struggle without an eGPU, and unfortunately such one is not supported by the Reatan Silver9 due to the lack of Thunderbolt or USB 4 connection. You might be aware of the serious advantage that AMD-based APUs provide in regard to graphics performance lately. Therefore, if gaming on a budget is a priority, I'd still recommend a device based on the more recent Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9 APUs. The true power of this particular Intel processor is best revealed when it comes to the CPU-intensive tasks, and you can see the proof that it well handles a number of stress tests and would be suitable for almost any software where good CPU performance is a priority. So who is this for, you may ask? This is perfect for productivity-focused users, coders, developers, streamers with capture card, or even home office setups. If you're not a hardcore gamer, the Silver9 can replace a full-tower desktop in a fraction of a space, great for minimal setups or small desks. Honestly, the build quality is premium. Probably you wouldn't guess it by the pack right away, and yet excellent protection for what it's worth. There are rather standard accessories included, such as an HDMI cable, a power supply, full aluminum chassis, a clean and minimalist design. It feels solid in the hand. There are no rattles or cheap plastic. It comes with a high-end Mac Mini vibe, but with sharper edges and a bit more attitude. Good balance of ports on the front and the back, yet I would prefer to have a Type-C connection somewhere around the power button as well. The choice of components and tech specs are also deserving a good word here. Besides the Core i9 Intel CPU and the loads of RAM and storage, there's a solid cooling setup as well, and the computer comes with a pre-installed and activated version of Windows 11 Pro. Basically, it checks almost all the boxes for a modern, compact workstation. And the technical specs are indeed decent. There are a few remarks I want to make though. As a starter, in order to fit in that many good components within this ridiculously small size, apparently Reatan had to use laptop-grade components. And in most of the cases, they deliver about 80% of what their desktop analogs would do. For example, the CPU inside, that's the Intel 12900H, something that was released by the company in the end of 2021. And before you get upset because we have a slightly outdated version of the processor, let me announce that compared to the latest Core 9 Ultra, the difference in terms of performance is about 20%. The difference in terms of price is a lot more significant, so at a much better value, you're getting an almost equivalent processor in terms of performance, and your major drawback would be the slightly increased power consumption, which, given the fact we talk about a mini PC, is almost irrelevant. And since we talk about components, maybe you're curious to find out more about it. Therefore, how about getting rid of this panel and check out our options about repairs and upgrades? Getting inside the Silver9 is actually pretty straightforward. Just unscrew the bottom plate, you get access to the RAM and the NVMe slot, which makes upgrades super easy. This is how we find out that, given the price point, the RAM quality is alright. There also is the crucial P3 QLC M2 drive to be found. This is not as good as the TLC-based drives, but in order to enhance the right performance, the drive employs pseudo-SLC cache. Its purpose is to temporarily store data at higher speeds before writing it to the QLC NAND. However, once the cache is full, write speeds can decrease significantly, which may impact the performance during large file transfers or sustained write operations. You can notice how this copy task starts at more than 2 GB per second, after a minute it decreases down to 400 MB, and after another few minutes it may go even lower. The cooling assembly and the fans are also reachable for cleaning or replacement, and also access to the Wi-Fi module. So, based on what we see thus far, I would say that now we count the Reatan Silver9 as one of the mini PCs with good repairability score. Ports-wise, you're looking at USB 3.2 ports, HDMI display port, a 2.5 gig Ethernet port, and audio setup. The wireless connectivity is established through a Wi-Fi 6 module, and there also is inbuilt Bluetooth. I've seen some feedback about weak Bluetooth performance, especially with controllers, so keep this in mind. I've had perfect reception using a Bluetooth-based headset through a wall, though. Cooling system does a surprisingly good job too. Under heavy CPU load, the system remains relatively quiet, not fan-less quiet, but rather manageable. Overall, the thermal performance is solid, though if you're pushing it hard in a poorly ventilated space, you may see a little thermal throttling. Nothing deal-breaking, though. The BIOS is unlocked and fairly advanced for a mini PC. You get control over the fan curves, power profiles, and even some light tuning options. Not quite enthusiast level like full ATX board, but it's way better than what most other mini systems offer. While we take a closer look at the software, mostly about its security state, which as you can see is immaculate, because, Windows is Windows, being a Pro version and having a license even better, and sure, most Linux distributions are going to boot without any troubles too, I feel it's fair to also talk about downsides. No discrete GPU, and this is kind of expected for a mini PC, gaming performance is limited and there is no easy support for eGPUs, no extra storage slot, and no USB 4.0 support either. It's all that I feel belongs to this list. So, in the end, the regular question, should you buy one of these? And the way I tend to respond to you lately, not unless you need one. Apparently, super compact design, a very high-end Intel CPU, which might be slightly older, yet delivers fantastic performance. And I think here the biggest benefit would be the fact that the housing is aluminum and acts as a really big heatsink, balancing all these imperfections that Intel mobile CPUs have in the past few generations. So I think it's a very good deal as long as you can accept those mild limitations you might face in terms of gaming, and it has been performing absolutely great throughout the time I was testing it. Should you have any experience or question related to this mini computer, I invite you to join in the comment section below the video. If you really want to buy one of them, I'm gonna put an affiliate link in the video description area, and hereby I want to thank you very much for watching this episode till the end. I'm Michael, the Tech Mishka. Invite you to watch more, therefore subscribe to the channel, and hopefully see you soon. Bye!